Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about the shorter version of This Is Fate. Rakhi was sure that Arjun is Karan, but she later says that Arjun is only behaving like Karan. And Arjun tried all his best to expose Rishabh and Preeta as the people that killed him on the day that he fell into the river. But the Luthras were not getting the gist. So let's continue from there. Rakhi is talking to Arjun, but Arjun doesn't want to feel emotional in front of Rakhi, so he leaves from there, but he collides with Mahesh. Arjun hugs Mahesh and begins to cry, but he quickly breaks the hug and he leaves from there. Angrily comes to Arjun and tells him that the Luthras are no more leaving the party, but Angrily notices Arjun's tears and she asks him that what happened. Arjun tells Angrily that Rakhi put her hand on his cheek and Mahesh hugged him and he wanted the time to freeze so that the memories can continue like that, but time stops for no one and he had to quickly leave from there before he would get too emotional and his father and mother would then find out that he is actually Karan and not Arjun. Arjun says that his families are with him, but everyone in the family hates him except his father and his mother because he was trying to expose Rishabh and Preeta. Arjun says that Rishabh and Preeta are responsible for everything that is going on and he is alone today because of Preeta. Arjun sees Preeta standing and he says that he has never seen a wicked person like Preeta. Arjun goes to Preeta and calls her as Mrs. Karan Luthra, but he quickly apologizes and he calls her as Mrs. Rishabh Luthra. Arjun laughs and he asks Preeta to dance with him, but Preeta refused to dance with him. Arjun says that Preeta's image will be ruined if other people at the party notice her hatred for him because he is the host of the party, and Karan's fans would not like it if Preeta is disrespecting him by not appreciating his effort, and he asks Preeta to dance with him for the sake of Karan and Karan's fans. The Luthra family comes there and they all convince Preeta to dance with Arjun for the sake of Karan, and Preeta agrees. Arjun back hugs Preeta while dancing and he begins to dance recklessly with Preeta, just the way he danced with Preeta on the day that he died. After dancing for a while, Arjun tells Preeta that he read it online that Karan died by accident, but he doesn't think that that was the truth, and he knows that only Preeta can tell him the truth about who actually pushed Karan into the river and killed him. Preeta was shocked to hear this kind of question from Arjun, and Preeta angrily slaps Arjun for asking her such stupid question. Everyone at the party were shocked hearing the resounding slap that Preeta gave to Arjun, and Rishabh comes there and asks Preeta that what happened. Preeta tells Rishabh that Arjun asked her a very personal question about Karan's death and his behavior towards her was weird. Rishabh holds Arjun's collar and he wants him to stay in his limit. Arjun tells Rishabh that he knows his limit, but Rishabh angrily shouted at Arjun never to behave like that with Preeta ever again in his life. Rishabh says that Arjun doesn't deserve to keep Karan's cricket properties with him because he doesn't want it, and Rishabh takes Preeta away from there. Rakhi tells Arjun that she knows that Arjun has done something terrible to Preeta, else Preeta would not have slapped him, and she is very wrong to have compared Arjun with Karan earlier because Karan can be stubborn, but he would never misbehave with a woman, and Rakhi and the rest of the families angrily leaves from the party. Arjun goes to his room and he begins to break things in anger and he dipped his face in the water. Angrily comes there and asks Arjun to calm down. Arjun tells Angrily that Preeta slapped him because he exposed her true face in front of everyone. Arjun says that he cannot stay silent anymore because his mother, who has been talking nicely with him since the beginning of the party, has now shouted at him, saying that she regrets referring to him as her son. So for this, his anger has now been rekindled, and until he make Preeta pay for all the pain that she has put him through, then he would never rest. Arjun says that he would ruin Preeta's life the way Preeta ruined his life, and he will snatch everything from Preeta, including his own family that Preeta has as a support system, and then Preeta would understand the pain that he is going through now, because Preeta would also be forced to go through the same pain. Arjun says that he will not let Preeta die so easily, because she has to suffer every minute of her life. Arjun says that he has always heard of tears of blood in the movie, but he would make Preeta shed that tears of blood in real life. On the other hand, the Luthras are back to the Luthra house, and Rishabh knocks on the door while Preeta was taking off her jewelry. Rishabh comes into the room and apologizes to Preeta for taking her to the party, even though Preeta was telling him that she doesn't feel like going. Preeta asks Rishabh not to blame himself because it was not his mistake, so he doesn't need to apologize because nobody knew that Arjun would behave like that. Kavya comes there and knocks Preeta. Rishabh tells Kavya that he is happy after seeing her, and Kavya asks Preeta that why is she not smiling. Preeta tells Kavya that there's nothing, and Kavya asks Preeta to swear that she would always be happy, and Preeta promises. Kavya says that she is tired, so she wants to sleep, and Preeta goes to put Kavya to sleep. In Arjun's house, Arjun is watching the video of the event, and he sees his and Preeta's dance video and how Preeta slapped him. Arjun begins to heavily drink alcohol, and he begins to talk to Preeta's picture, and he asks if Preeta slapped him because he made her remember Karan, or if it was a personal grudge. Karan asks Preeta's picture that what did he see in Rishabh that made her betray him so much, but now Preeta cannot escape it because he would punish her for all her crimes. Karan continues to watch the party video and he laughs, thinking that today he can sleep peacefully because he has snatched Preeta's peace, and he tells himself that he is feeling really good today. Rishabh is on the terrace and he recalls Preeta's words about Arjun. Samir comes there and asks Rishabh if Preeta is fine, and Rishabh tells Samir that Preeta is feeling better, but he wants Samir to do him a favor. Samir asks Rishabh what he needs to do, and Rishabh asks Samir to find out everything about Arjun, including why Arjun bought Karan's cricket properties in the auction, and where Arjun came from, and every single details about Arjun, no matter how little the details might be. Samir assures Rishabh that from now on, his main assignment is knowing everything about Arjun, so Rishabh should not worry, and Samir leaves from there. In Arjun's house, Arjun sees his cricket properties, and he remembers the moment that he shared with Preeta, and he says to himself that his cricket bat is what he loves most in his life, but after Preeta came into his life, Preeta became the #1 love for him, and he loved Preeta so much, but Preeta betrayed him. Meanwhile, Preeta in the Luthra house is also thinking about everything that Arjun did, and she thinks that she will not meet Arjun again. Preeta tells herself that she hates Arjun, and she doesn't even want to see his face ever again. Rakhi in her room remembered everything that happened at the party, and she cries. Mahesh comes there and asks that what happened. Rakhi tells Mahesh that she is not a good mother-in-law because she watched Arjun disgracing Preeta so much, but she couldn't do anything. Rakhi tells Mahesh that she really wanted to slap Arjun for misbehaving with Preeta, but she could not slap Arjun because something stopped her from slapping him, even though she was really angry at him. Rakhi says that she hopes that Preeta does not misunderstand her actions, and Rakhi begins to cry. Mahesh tells Rakhi that Arjun is behaving like Karan, and that is why Rakhi is feeling like this, because Rakhi sees their son Karan in Arjun, and no matter how wrong a child is, then the mother might find it difficult to scold them in some cases, which is why Rakhi couldn't slap Arjun, even though she really wanted to. Mahesh says that Rakhi has not done anything wrong, and he asks her to stop crying because she is a good mother and also a good mother-in-law. Rakhi says that she doesn't know why, but she feels different whenever she is in front of Arjun, and Rakhi continues crying, hugging Mahesh. Okay, having trust issue is something that is very, very dangerous, because if you have trust issue, you will not even trust yourself, let alone trusting your brother or your wife. So let us assume that Karan doesn't trust Preeta because Preeta is not his blood. But what about Rishabh that is your blood brother? How can you think that Rishabh can kill you? Fine, I know that in the normal world, a blood brother can kill another blood brother. But I mean, Rishabh is very quiet, gentle, and a very composed, innocent man, you know. But anyways, thank you so much guys for watching, and I'll see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.